Hey, what's up, friend? You are you interested in lack of skill? Yeah. Or maybe some suck. I'm just a new guy for the love of game. We don't go, I know it's bad. Times have changed, but not my mad. Don't you know that games are my thing? Yeah, I know it's getting real late. Come on, look at me. I even do storytelling. Also, podcasts on great game subjects. Okay, yeah, I'm not a Markiplier or a PewDiePie. But hey, that's what makes me so unique, right? 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 Ladies and gentlemen, we have something very sad and disappointing to discuss today, and I'm sure all of us are just sick of hearing about it, but why not let Niko give a crack at it? Why not? Why not? Hello everybody, welcome to the Niko Show. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Diablo Immortals today. Diablo Immortal, I can't get it right ever because I'm retarded. So, Diablo Immortal is something that I've been wanting to discuss for the past couple of weeks. Actually, since we're a little behind on episode scheduling, yeah, things have been a little rough around the edges for the channel, but that's okay. If you're listening right now, I appreciate it. Wherever you listen, audio or on YouTube, I appreciate it. Your comments or whatever views, shares, or whatever you do with the Niko Show. If this your first time hearing about it, appreciate it nonetheless. And if you do like what you hear and see today, feel free to subscribe to the NikoTheLegend channel, and all the links are down below. Okay, so I wanted to talk about this today because Diablo Immortal has been seeing a lot of flack, a lot of justifiable flack. And in fact, this is probably the best time to ever discuss the corruption of gaming as a whole, free-to-play gaming, if you want to break it down, and paid-to-win or microtransactions, so on and so forth. Okay, this game is the abomination, the embodiment of it. It is the abomination of something that we have not seen since the days of Battlefront 2, Star Wars. It's that bad. Like, it's really, really that bad. And I thought that it couldn't get any worse than the Star Wars Battlefront 2. Okay, and that game was such a controversial mess that it caused certain states or countries around the world to have gambling restriction laws. Like, Hawaii is one of those states that has gambling restriction laws, especially when it comes from a video game. It's pretty crazy that video games are like that now. And sure, it's like, oh, well, they've always been like that with games from the past, like MMOs with cosmetics and stuff like that. But I'm talking about legit pay to win, and legit the only way to enjoy this game is, well, from what my understanding is to pay to win. You know, you have to pay for these microtransactions. You have to not necessarily take the easy way out, doing it the right way and not the long and grueling, brutal path of playing it for, well, I'll discuss it a bit later, but playing for 10 years to get a character geared out. Yeah. But if you pay for microtransactions, you can get all the loot in the world. There's really no middle ground. So we are talking about Diablo Immortal and everything that you see today on the screen, apparently. On your screen, not apparently. We're going to be going, I've read these couple articles. They're from Kotaku. I know, not the best source of media. Game journalism is pretty much brain dead at this point. There's maybe only a couple people that I really respect. Or maybe one. I don't know, Jason Schreiber, whatever. I've done some Mass Effect videos from the stuff that he's posted. He's literally the only person that, to me, holds any type of water or any merit. A lot of the times, Kotaku especially, they post pretty cringeworthy articles, so don't take my word for it. If you have seen what Kotaku has posted, you know the memes about how shitty they are and they're crap, and, you know, they don't really know what they're talking about. So with these, I just have two articles. I have one just kind of giving you an overview of what gamers are thinking about the game. As you see right now on the screen, we're talking about the Metacritic score. You know, arbitrary numbers, blah, 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 I get it. And then we are talking about what Diablo Immortal means for the future of gaming. And it is an article that I thought was clickbait in a way because, well, that's what you got to do. It tricked me into thinking that it was just bashing on it the entire time. But hey, I don't want to go for favoritism and biased opinions, so I decided to bring up these crappy news outlets for gaming, and then we have somebody who actually liked Diablo Immortal, and I'm going to dissect the entire article and tell you how I feel about it and whatever. The usual Niko formula, the lazy brow where I don't do my own research. No, just kidding. Now, I will let you know, I have not played Diablo Immortal because I don't want to fucking touch that garbage piece of shit. That game did not interest me from the get-go, and if people are watching, if anybody who's a big, maybe you like Diablo Immortal, hey, do your own thing. But I'm just telling you how it is. I'm giving you the facts here. And my subjective, also a lot of the times objective opinion. But I don't need to play Diablo Immortal to know what other people are saying about it. I don't need to play it to know what a good Diablo experience is. I have played Diablo since my childhood, since Diablo 1. I'm 32 now. I've been scared shitless since Diablo 1 days with, everybody remembers the good old fresh meat butcher joke, and missing him about 50 times and then you die and then you go on, rinse and repeat, right? So I played through Diablo 1, Diablo 2, and then Diablo 3. And I thought that you couldn't get any worse than Diablo 3. No. I've had gamers, I've had friends that have played it who say it's a worse Diablo 3. I've had people say it on Twitter that it said it's a worse Diablo 3, and I thought you couldn't get any worse than Diablo 3, especially with its auction house controversial stuff that went on with that. It seems that Diablo has gone to a new low in hell. Good job, Activision Blizzard. You now ruin your reputation even more. So, do I hold water in this? Do I hold anything in this fight? I don't know. I'm not trying to fight. I'm just trying to give you an analysis on how I see from I'm that party that's on the outside in, pretty much, to where I see what everybody else is dealing with. And you know what they say? This is a fight or flight thing. I know I just said fight before, but I'm flying away from this as far as I can go. I see the building burning down, okay? Activision Blizzard's reputation, and then many gamers burning in their own homes from the trickery and the corruption that has ensued, okay? I stay away from that imperfect storm. It's not a perfect storm at all. I can deal with a perfect storm. An imperfect storm like Diablo Immortal, we cannot, ladies and gentlemen. And anyway, you get what I'm trying to say. I'm just building up the foundation here. Diablo Immortal, it just why? So, why did Diablo Immortal already get a bad rap? We have to start from the beginning, right? So, during one of the BlizzCons, I think it was anybody can correct me, 2018, 2019, BlizzCon was held, and everybody was wanting Diablo 4. Okay, this was the next thing, the next big thing. We've been waiting for a long time because Activision Blizzard really likes to milk their franchises nowadays. World of Warcraft, Diablo, Overwatch, and StarCraft, okay? They really like to milk those franchises. And I'm fine with the game just having, just still has life in it. That's fine. That's great that it has replay value, but when your game is it just gets to the point where you're like, what are you doing? You're stretching it so thin. Just stop. Move on to something else. World of Warcraft, I'm looking at you with all your expansions. We don't need any more. No more. Finish the fucking story. But Activision says otherwise. Activision will say, no, you make us the damn money or else. And that's unfortunate. So, hopefully I don't sweat at all getting into this as I dive to the history of this because it's really fucking hot in Florida and I have my AC running. So I think I'll probably mention that every single episode. Why not? So anyway, BlizzCon, where people are waiting for Diablo 4. It's been a long time. And then all of a sudden, these fucking pompous assholes have the gall to announce a mobile Diablo game. And I'm telling you, the majority of people, I can't say everyone because I don't account for everyone. I just go with the majority of what I see and what I hear and how I feel, of course, and how I felt. was just, oh my God, are you kidding me? That was the big announcement that you guys were for waiting. A phone game. And guess what? Our voices were heard by the many questions that people asked about with Diablo Immortal. That game was torn apart. It was ripped apart. It became such an internet sensational event that went on. And one of the most infamous lines in all of gaming, if not meme history, one of them is, "You guys don't own cell phones?" Talking about that, us not wanting to play, the guy couldn't just say, yeah, this game's gonna, I mean, it's the representative, okay? Diablo Immortals was made for the Chinese market, okay? It's even made by a company out of China, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this company that was making the port was, I think, based out of China or in cahoots with China. It doesn't matter. Anytime you're involved with the Chinese market, it's going to be bad, okay? It's going to be bad. It's going to be money-grubbing bullshit. So when your only defense when somebody calls you out on how terrible this game's going to be, your only defense is asking, you're asking a question with a question, which is not how you answer anything. It's called avoidance behavior. It's when somebody cannot think on the spot critically because they are really embarrassed about talking about this. That right there is a clear sign of what's yet to come. And here we are to this day. Everybody knew it was going to be a shit show. Anybody who tried it out that knew it was going to be a shit show just wanted to prove that it was a shit show this whole time. Although we'll discuss a little bit about gambling addictions on these streamers that say they spend a lot of money, which in reality, they do enjoy gambling. They deep down, they have the itch. So that's how dangerous it is. Right then and there, it just goes to show that Blizzard doesn't listen to the fans. They don't give you what the fans wanted from the get-go. Nobody asked for a Blizzard phone game. Okay? Now, of course, you can make the arguments like, okay, mobile gamers are different from console gamers. Okay, if it's so different, then how come it was originally released, supposed to be on phones, but why was it released for PC? Do you think it's because they're like, oh, wait, no, we can't do it because mobile gamers are so different from PC gamers? No, they didn't do it at the last second because they thought there was a difference in parties. No, they did it because they wanted more money. It's as simple as that. Occam's razor. You keep the simplest answer is the best answer. And that's where we are with this crap. So, anyway, fast forward to where we are today. As I mentioned, Diablo Immortals is the lowest user score on Metacritic possible. Now, look, I understand that these arbitrary Metacritic number scores, people, they review bomb. I understand. Okay, some games deserve review or that get review bombs don't deserve it, but this is a game that needs to get review bombed because if you go lower than the Grand Theft Auto Definitive Trilogy and you go lower than your own lowest game, Blizzard, which is Warcraft 3 Reforged, that goes to show you that players aren't happy. But do they listen? No, they don't. Activision tells Blizzard, no, you need to make this or else. And Blizzard are just fucking sheep. They're wolf in sheepskin, pretty much, because that's how crazy they are these days. They play the whole nicety nice game, but there are a lot of them are pieces of shit over at Blizzard. Okay, we've all seen the bullshit they've been releasing. You could say the last good Blizzard game was StarCraft 2. I don't count Diablo 3. I don't count Overwatch. I think Overwatch is an okay game. I enjoyed a little bit of what I played, but it's not like this isn't the game when I think of Blizzard, I don't think of Overwatch. I think of StarCraft, Warcraft, and Diablo. Those are the top trio games that kept this legacy running. Okay? So, anyway, now I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, so Metacritic. When you go below the lowest Blizzard game already, that just says something. Now, Metacritic, I don't wholeheartedly go for. I actually go there for laughs to see what people say about the game. And a lot of the reviews are just like kids giving it 10s or 0s or something, and then maybe some in-betweens. But it's really just, don't listen to what people have to say. Or like, this game's the worst ever. Bad or really good, There's not very good gray areas for this. But I think this is the one time I actually agree with the audience on this one with Diablo Immortal. And there are people that put long reviews and comments in there. Okay, so it's not completely just a giant shit show. Okay, I'm sure there's plenty of people on there that really let their voices be heard on how awful the experience was. Okay, so yeah, I mean, correlation does not equal causation. I understand that. But this is so obvious. This is so on the nose. It is not a needle in a haystack. This is not an outlier or special occasion. This is Blizzard, Activision Blizzard we're talking about. They already have a tarnished reputation, and they still haven't learned their lesson. So much so that I'm not looking forward to Diablo 4 as much as I should be. Because these big gaming companies, they lie through their goddamn teeth. God damn it. We've seen it with CD Projekt Red with Cyberpunk. We've seen it with Star Wars Battlefront 2 with their pay-to-win, lack of, just being inept on making a proper game. We've seen it with Halo Infinite. We've seen it with Battlefield 2042. We've seen it with Call of Duty, Vanguard, and all those games that came before. These guys don't know what they're doing anymore. They just don't. Okay, so when I see that this game is getting slammed on Metacritic, good, rightfully so. Now, are they going to listen? Is Activision Blizzard going to do something about it? No, they're not going to do something about it because they would have done something about it back then when Warcraft 3 Reforged came out or Diablo 3 came out. They could have done something back then, but they didn't. How long did it take them to get rid of the auction house? A long time. Okay? They had to release a new expansion just so we can forget about the bullshit of vanilla Diablo 3, but the damage is already done. You already designed your game to work this way, and this is Diablo Immortal at its worst. This game, honestly, it should have never released for PC, especially, because it was a last-ditch effort to make a lot of extra cash, because this was literally announced a month before, I think, a month and a half. And they act like they're always going to be such a great experience. Everybody's going to be able to play the games, that mobile gamers, and blah, blah, blah. They don't fucking care. They don't care. It's lying through your fucking teeth. And we fall for it all the time. Now, I think I've dabbled enough, okay? I dabbled enough. Now, let's go dissect this article that talks about what Diablo Immortal means for the future of gaming. And this is just embarrassing. This is just really embarrassing. So I'm going to bring this up real quick. Doing this in real time. Like it's such a deviant process. I don't know how long this episode is going to go. I don't care. I just want to get the point across and let people know how I feel and why you should stay away from this game. I mean, this thing is pretty common sense. It's like looking at This game is like looking at a pile of bodies. You see the flies, they come to your home from a mile away from the pile of corpses, and you get this horrid stench that seeps into the vents of your home, and you die from it. That's Diablo Immortal. You don't even have to be at the pile of corpses to understand that this is a pile of corpses, okay? That's how stenchful this is. So, what Diablo Immortal means for the future of gaming. Now, I don't agree with anything this article says, but the fact I can't always go for the biased approach, I like to dissect it and just, have an argument with someone that's not really here. So many Diablo fans think that Blizzard's mobile adaptation isn't for them. They're right. So Diablo Immortal has been setting the internet alight with controversy. Oh, big surprise, Blizzard in the news. Whoa! Every gaming website under the sun has a take about how the microtransactions ruin the gameplay, and it does. You should check out the Angry Rant video by Angry Joe. I don't care if you like him or not. He's a prime. They talk about some pretty important shit, and it's fucking insane. It's only like 8 to 10 minutes, but that's a good video to look at. And how Blizzard was ruining fans' beloved childhood memories of Diablo. Now they've already been ruining our childhood memories of Diablo since Diablo 3. Okay. And then Diablo Immortal is being announced, ruined it even more, and then now here we are. The game currently holds the lowest user score on Metacritic. Still, more Diablo fans feel like this just isn't a game designed for them. Because it's not a game! They say it's a full-fledged game. It is not. Well, maybe you count slots. A gambling game, maybe, but not an actual fucking game. This is a gambling marketing scheme. This is not a fucking video game. Ooh, it's like, oh, Niko, what do you define as playing a fucking video? Not fucking this. Not this. Where it costs $100,000 to get your guy fully geared to pay. Now, I wouldn't pay like a dime. But if you don't pay, guess what? How many years it takes? 10 years. 10 years. Look it up on the internet. You'll see that. 10 fucking years. Okay? Still, and they might be right. Might be right. No, it's not that they might be right. They are right. Already, this pompous fucking author is on my nerves. Despite its mobile origins, Immortal grew wax wings and flew too close to the PC gaming sun. For a loyal audience whom Blizzard had pandered for years, that was considered unforgivable. Blizzard pandered for years? What are you talking about? They didn't pander to us at all. Now, this is somebody who's never played Diablo before, so why they're writing anything about their first time playing a Diablo game, I have no fucking clue, okay? Give it to somebody who's actually has some merit, has a badge that says, I played Diablo 1 or 2, 3, or all of them. Doesn't fucking matter. Put someone on this journalistic spot, in the spot, who knows what the fuck they're talking about, who has actually experience with these games and know what the essence of these games are all about, what the fucking point is. I tell you this, it's definitely not fucking pay to win, okay? So for a loyal, that was considered unforgivable. Yeah. I get it. The monetization criticisms hold water. It holds more than that. It holds the entire company's fucking reputation, pretty much. But the prospect of overspending isn't always the actual reason why console gamers are so upset. No matter what, you're overspending. If you spend one dime on microtransactions, and I know I'm a hypocrite when it comes to this. I'm no saint when it comes to not spending money on getting a battle pass or something, or a cosmetic something because they look cooler sometimes than other shit. That's just how it's designed. Look, we're all human, okay? But in this game's case, you're overspending no matter what, because there are streamers out there that have spent over $4,000, $6,000. I'm definitely sure as shit nowadays spending way more. You can look up the articles. They're all fucking there. Just painted in plain colors. Just boom, easy to see. Why? It's so stupid. But the prospect of overspending isn't always the actual reason why console gamers are so upset. First of all, it's not on a console, it's on a fucking computer! Okay? It's either on mobile or computer. You see what I'm dealing with here, folks? Maybe she considers PC as the same thing as console. Oh, well, the hardcores would say otherwise. And I don't consider myself hardcore, but even I know how to make the distinction of the black and white scenario here. Maybe they try to go with a gray approach? No. The truth is simpler. Mobile represents another front in the never-ending culture war for the heart and soul of gaming. No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Or else this game would have been only on mobile. But it's not. It's on PC at the very last second of its release window. Okay? Blizzard doesn't consider mobile to be its own entity. They don't care. So why should we care about separating the two? They're not the same. They're not the same. But I have to question if it has to be a war at all. By the way, this person doesn't question it at all. This article will make you upset because of how stupid this author is, but we'll get to it. I said I wasn't going to bash the author. I can't help it. Before Immortal was announced, Diablo fans could safely ignore mobile games as cash grabs that would never affect the premium games that they wanted to play. Wait, why is it just Diablo fans? Why not just gamers in general could safely ignore mobile games? And by the way, they're trying to make this a black and white issue, like I said, separating the two. This is when somebody's just blowing smoke out of their ass. Pay-to-win cash grab games have been around for a very long time on consoles and PCs and mobile devices, okay? It's all under one bullshit roof. Quit trying to make this a black and white issue. It's not even black and white. It's about as black or white as you can get. I go with black for evil. But ever since Blizzard announced that the game would be a full Diablo experience, these gamers have felt threatened by what they perceive as mobile's encroachment on legitimate gaming. Yeah, you should have saw. Did you watch the reaction videos at the BlizzCon and what people had to say about it? Yeah, no one asked for this. In fact, the game raised so many concerns that Blizzard's community manager had to clarify that Diablo 4 would not have mobile style monetization. Geez, I wonder why. Maybe because their fucking building's on fire from their own hubris. They're trying to cover their tracks now. That's what criminals do, okay? So the fact that such a large percentage of game journalists are highly rating Diablo Immortal gives me a big fear for the future of gaming. A legitimate post, because Kotaku, like we're reading, this article especially is one of those. And the fact that she played this actually argues against her for posting something like that. Not a very good idea. Not a very good job on actually having an opposing opinion. This is not an opposing opinion. This is what majority rules, motherfuckers. But it wasn't enough for Blizzard to make promises to the fans. No shit. The press was also expected to fall in line with Immortal is bad. It's not bad, it's evil. Immortal is an evil fucking game. On June 4th, there was an incendiary tweet from a Twitch streamer that lambasted journalists for saying that Diablo Immortal is, well, fun. I was unsurprised, because I met with similar public hostility when I started writing about Genshin Impact. Oh, poor you. Poor you, Genshin Impact. That is not a pay-to-win game. I played Genshin Impact, and I've seen what people have said about it. You don't have to pay to win to enjoy the game. You don't, trust me. Diablo Immortal, you have to pay. There's a certain point where you reach into the game where paywalls are in your face, and in order to get anywhere in the game, if you want to feel like you have accomplished something, you have to pay. Do I want to spend 10 years on this piece of shit game trying to get fully geared or enjoy my full experience? Wow, if that's the case, you guys have way too much time on their hands, because guess what? You write garbage, so, good for you. So, if a journalist is too positive about a mobile game, then a very vocal segment of gamers will decry them as a traitor to gaming and a corporate shill. Well, yeah, mostly. You guys are paid to say this. That's just how it goes. It's the same thing with critic reviews. It's not just you, author and game journalists. Nobody is safe from this critique, and most of the time they're pretty good critiques. Or else, oh my god, victim card. To these players, the rise of F2P gaming is a virus that needs to be stamped out, especially before it takes over gaming at large. Now the problem is, it already has taken over quite a bit. There has been so many experiences of simple cash grabs or pay to win, and in this game's case, only pay to win. The only way to play is to pay. Despite all the background noise, or maybe because of it, I felt compelled to Diablo Immortal and play for a bit. So see, this is somebody who wanted to make it into a little thing where it's like, well, I can enjoy it. Look at me, I'm the edgy one. I downloaded Diablo Immortal because everybody said it was bad. My game journalist friends were getting ridiculed, so I'm gonna prove the point that I'm right, and what I have to say holds any water. Wrong. Shut up. Yeah. So, and here's where this is where it really falls apart here. I have never played a Diablo game before Immortal. Right there is somebody who should not be writing it. This is somebody who's just writing this just to say they played the game and just so their voice can be heard. They just want to speak into the microphone and get a shot in the ring. So right there, you don't deserve to talk about this game. I deserve to talk about this game because I know what a fucking Diablo game is. I played them all. I've already stated I've already shown my Diablo Boy Scout badges, okay? And I know to stay away from pure evil. So, right then and there, you could have at least tried to play the other games or something. You don't have to play them forever, but just to get an idea, you can do your fucking work! Okay. So, the settings seem too over the top for my taste. Okay, sure, but you played Genshin Impact. Has anybody seen what Genshin Impact looks like? That is a waifu gacha game cash grab. But not as bad as this. It's like, I enjoy Genshin Impact, but it is a gacha game, waifu, weeby fucking game. And you didn't think that was over the top compared to Diablo? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me right now? You see where the loyalties lie, folks? And I wasn't sure how to digest 3 games worth of lore before Diablo 4 came out. Hey, here's something you could have done. You could have done a 5-minute video look on YouTube, you lazy piece of shit. You're a lazy piece of shit! I've done more work on Diablo Immortal and I never fucking played it! Oh, God. It's so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing, people. This is what we have to deal with. This is somebody who's writing this article. This is why Diablo Immortal is getting, like, oh, the victim card. Blame the fans. The fans are wrong. Game journalists, and oh God, feel bad for the developers. Shut up. They sold their soul to the fucking devil, the Lord of Terror, god damn it. So all you had to do was look up a 5-minute video just discussing how, oh, Diablo and demons are taking over the planet. Demons are released onto the world. You don't even have to know the name of the world. It's called Sanctuary if anybody gave a shit. But you're fending off the hordes of evil. You're the hero. It's a simple black and white hero versus evil fucking storyline, okay? There you go. I summed it up in one sentence. That's all you had to know. You didn't have to know the lore. Who cares? It's just, that's all you need to know. So, since so many games are constantly releasing, I made my peace with Diablo being one of those series that I just never get into. You've had how many years since Diablo is released? Anyway, I gotta move on. You've had so many options to get into this shit. So much time. Diablo Immortal held my hand through the excruciating experience of getting into a widely beloved franchise 25 years too late. It wasn't excruciating at all. You had to have your little handheld though. How can it be excruciating if you... It's such a contradictory fucking statement. The equipment interface told me which gear had the best stats, and the footprints told me exactly where to go. Do you see who we're dealing with? Do you see who we're fucking dealing with? This is somebody who... Okay, I think we get the idea. The quests were structured in a way that made it easy for me to stop playing and then pick up the game back later. Geez, I don't know, just like every fucking Diablo game, but here we are. Best of all, Immortal didn't lore dump me as if I were a Diablo fan. How would you know? You never played the other 3 fucking games. You don't know anything. You couldn't look up a goddamn video of knowing anything about anything Diablo related, you fucking idiot. You're only playing this because of, oh, I want to try this. I can write a simple article. Yeah. Immortal is how I learned to love Diablo. This is somebody who is their soul was, oh god. Like, I get it now. Never start any article that, any paragraph that says, like, I get it now, okay? That is just grammar 101. The villains might be monstrous demons from hell, but their designs are killer. The voice acting is superb, and I grew attached to the side characters I met along the way. I'd always had the impression that Diablo is an edgelord game, but Immortal is full of heart. Diablo an edgelord game? No, it's not. Have you seen what the Diablo fans look like? They don't look any different from Warcraft, Starcraft, or any other gamer fans. Like, wow, way to put it already in, way to categorize it in such an umbrella of fucking bullshit. But Immortal is full of heart. That's not what the 10 million downloads say. Let's put the statistic of people who uninstalled it. They don't ever talk about that, right? That would have been interesting to come up with. Let's just see how that goes in the coming months on how many people uninstall the game. So, every character in the game was willing to make steep personal sacrifices because they wanted to fight against the suffering that hell that inflicted on innocent people. What's not to love about that? I don't know. You tell me. You pretty much just described every Diablo game's story. So you had no excuse to not play these games or to get afraid of lore dumping. Lore dumping scares you? By the way, let's go back to Genshin Impact. There's a ton of lore dumping in Genshin Impact, okay? And I don't remember half the fucking shit that goes on in that game. Okay? Oh, God. All these factors likely played a huge part on why Diablo Immortal has 10 million downloads despite a 0.2 user score on Metacritic. Yeah, because they were just like you. Just like the goddamn sheep that wanted to give it a shot because everybody talked about how bad it was. Guess what? It's a terrible fucking game. And it's a Diablo game, so the franchise people are just willing to give it a shot. Now, you don't know whether they play a huge part about it because you're not basing on that statement's not based on anything. You're just saying that because you had a enjoyable experience, so you're basing 10 million downloads from that. How do you correlate the two? How do you do that? It's such a massive umbrella of why people download it. It could have been people that have been diehard Diablo fans, or people who just wanted to play a new game on their phone, or this is streamers who just want to play another Blizzard game, or gamers. It doesn't matter. You can't base that statement. It cannot be based a huge part of why it has 10 million downloads. Okay. There's a huge disconnect between the internet commenters who consider themselves the stewards of gaming and the actual audiences who enjoy playing Diablo as an F2P game. Sure. I'm not here to tell anyone that they should enjoy Diablo Immortal. Yeah, you are. I have friends who can't gel their brain against the live service loop, just like how my brain bounces off certain types of puzzles. Yes, I bet you had trouble with the Genshin Impact puzzles, you fucking... Ugh. Jeez. Part of this problem is exacerbated, by how Blizzard marketed the game. Do you guys not have cell phones? That's all I need to say. In order to cover for Diablo 4 needing more time in development, the studio announced that Diablo Immortal is a fully fledged Diablo experience on the mobile. Whoa, 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 whoa. This quickly learned that this might have been a huge mistake. Whoa, 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 whoa. This game was not made because Diablo 4 needed more time to bake in the oven. No, 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 no. 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 That is not the goddamn reason. Are you kidding me right now? You need to watch what they have said about Diablo Immortal and what they responded to what the fans surely detested about at the BlizzCon. You need to see where this is coming from. You need to actually do your fucking research on this. Even I know this shit. They are catering, Activision Blizzard are catering to the Chinese marketplace. It wasn't because Diablo 4 needed more time for development. Are you really going with what, if they said that, you are an idiot, okay? By this game's corruption alone should give you a very great idea. God. I also didn't write this blog until I was at least 60, level 60. I didn't see the blowback that my many colleagues got for writing about the game too early, and I wanted to avoid that fate. Oh no, you can't avoid any fate because you gave this game a shot and you were sucked in by the bullshit. But I was having such a relaxing time in Immortal. I just didn't feel like rushing the content for the sake of proving myself to Diablo fans. Guess what? You're not going to ever rush yourself if you don't talk about the pay-to-win structure that's in your face to a certain point in the game for the entirety of the thing. This person doesn't even know how Diablo works. They don't know about the loot system at all. Diablo is always about the loot, loot. And when you have to pay, when it's black and white, I had a friend tell me that they went into these rifts or whatever, where you go into a rift, and if you don't pay for anything to get these certain gems or this level to get loot, you don't get fucking squat. But as soon as you pay a little bit or whatever amount, there's legendaries everywhere. Okay? Do you see the black and white bullshit here? There's no middle ground. Okay? Okay, so I just didn't feel like... Okay, anyway, that's when I started thinking, maybe there's something fundamentally broken about how PC and console games are consumed. Okay, so in the beginning of the article, they talked about console games, and now she's talking about PC and console games are consumed. Why are you safeguarding fucking mobile gaming right now? Why are you keeping that in a safe box, tightly locked away? No. There's not fundamentally broken about... If you're talking about... I swear to God, if you talk about the gamers... There's hell to pay. In a PC or console game, the expectation is that you sink a ton of hours into a game very quickly in order to become a godlike merchant of death. That's not the way to play a mobile game. Oh, it's not? Then why is the game on PC then? If they really cared about how this game was going to be played and converted to the PC format, they would have changed the fucking HUD and the control structure. But obviously this was a last second thing to make them more money, so they don't care. But the fact that you don't see that means you're a dumbass. So, if any content feels time-gated or locked behind very low drop rates, it's because you're expected to play this game for years, not in a quick burst between now and the next major AAA release. Oh, so you mean I can't go into a dungeon and just get at least maybe one good drop? No, I don't ever get that. I have to spend 10 years to get a fully equipped character. No, but as soon as I click the pay button, it all comes raining down. Did you even try to fucking pay to do the paying structure? By the way, this article doesn't talk really about any of the pay-to-win format. That's how you know this is a bullshit article. I'm just reading this for your guys' entertainment. So, that means that the wins have to be less frequent too. It took me nearly a year to build up a team that was good enough to clear a major event in Arknights. I don't know what the fuck Arknights is. I guess we're expected to know. I couldn't imagine telling a traditional gamer that they had to grind a year to clear important content. I know gamers, look, I understand that everything has to be thrown in your face and shit, but that is exactly what Diablo Immortal is. So this is, like I said, there's two ends of the spectrum. One where you spent 10 years trying to get a decent character with decent gear, and then there's zero time and effort to put into this if you spend money. There is nothing in between. You guys understand what I'm trying to say? There's nothing in between. There's nothing. You're trapped in prison. You're trapped in prison, pretty much. You have two options. There's only two ways out. Slowly rotting in a jail cell in hell, of fucking Activision Blizzard hell, or paying off the guards to get out, to take a walk outside for about 10 minutes. And then they put you back in until you pay again. Okay? You gotta bribe your way out. That's great. That's great. Yay. I'm having such a relaxing time. You fucking, oh my God. So, of course, the gambling factor is a legitimate concern. Diablo Immortal won't release in the Netherlands or Belgium due to their gambling regulations. Look, I know I just said that this person doesn't talk about the pay to win. She doesn't talk about her experience with the pay to win. She just talks about the general overview of it, which is typical. Despite what haters might think about my Genshin blogs, see, here we go, victim blaming. I do think that federal governments should place restrictions on free-to-play games. At the very least, I don't believe that children should be allowed to swipe credit cards on microtransactions. Okay, so the truck stops at children? What about adults' livelihoods that have gambling addictions, especially when it's raised up to fucking 11 to the nth degree? What about that shit? No, the children. Worry about the children. Not about me, not about you, not about in this entire gaming community, whoever. No, it's just the children. It's all about the children. Oh, God. But the most problem is that most critics of free-to-play games don't actually understand the community or motivations of mobile gamers. See, we don't understand what a mobile game is. Like, I keep saying it. You keep talking about mobile players. You can't talk about that because this game is on both platforms, okay? And like I said, if they gave a shit about making a different experience for both of us, they would have changed the way the game was played, at least on a control scheme and the HUD and everything. But they didn't. Console gamers are just justifiably upset at the ignorant gaming discussions in national media. But even gaming outlets don't hold themselves to the same standards of nuance when it comes to mobile games. Trying to make it a black and white issue. I've seen too many instances of mobile gamers being maligned as casual. I've been playing video games since I was 4 and I'm considered casual. And I played many competitive games. Given almost all the furious response to Immortal has been based around a vociferous defense of those prone to being exploited by in-game spending, where's the empathy for the people that mobile critics claim to care about? Because there is none! You dummy! You just answer your own question. There is no empathy. There's no empathy. I don't empathize with anybody who plays Diablo Immortal. Should I? No. Oh, I feel so bad for Asmongold for spending thousands of dollars on loot crates and stuff and pay to win stuff just to prove a point. Which secretly these streamers actually do have a gambling addiction. That's why they keep doing it. They say they're doing it just to prove a point, but deep down, dark tendencies do lie within all of us. And we know that they are actually enjoying it. But that's the true evil of it all, is that you become the joke yourself. And nothing against these people, but you don't have to pay $4,000 something to prove your point. You just had to do it like with $100. But I get it. How high? We gotta have a limit, right? We gotta see how far the ceiling, how high the ceiling goes. $100,000 to get fully equipped gear, good stuff. Yeah, good job. So there absolutely needs to be a lot of discussion about the more predatory aspects of mobile gaming, but this can't take place entirely from the perspective of a diehard group of lifelong Diablo fans being angry that their favorite franchise had reached out to another audience. Yes, it can. No, it can be all about that. But if we're talking about just Diablo fans, they have every right to be upset because Diablo, Activision Blizzard, this article doesn't talk about anything of their reputation of what they've done in the past. With what Overwatch has done with loot boxes, what they've done with Warcraft 3 Reforged, with World of Warcraft, with StarCraft 2, with Diablo 3's auction house, blah, blah, blah. No, we'll just leave that out of it. We'll just leave that out. Because they probably never played any of that bullshit either. Let's just bring up Genshin Impact and your stupid Arc Knights statement, which amounts to fucking nothing. This article amounts to nothing. All the point I'm trying to make is that this article should teach you how tone deaf this person is, how brain dead too. They don't even fucking realize how corrupt and how trapped they are in this game. They didn't talk about once about the pay-to-win barriers that they as a gamer have to deal with. That is what we call avoidance behavior, okay? They took the cherry blossom route. They took the nice road, which still leads them back to their jail cell. At least the other way, if you're going to go the pay-to-win route, at least you're upfront about it. You're being corrupted, but at least you're facing the music. It's a really, really, really steep hill to avoid, trust me. When there's fucking shards, it's raining glass over it. It's really hard to just slowly go around. So, 10 million people downloaded the game because they wanted to. How do you know that? How do you know that? And while protecting the most vulnerable among their numbers is an admirable goal, it's perhaps not always a genuine reason for the outcry. Immortal faced backlash for the same reasons that the Western audience reacted so strongly to Genshin Impact. No, it didn't. No. I didn't see as many articles, or it didn't hit me, and I played Genshin Impact. I've seen what other people have said about it. It is a gacha game, but it's nowhere as bad as this. Nowhere. Okay? It has a PC port, and it's high quality enough to disguise its mobile-first approach. It's high quality enough to disguise its mobile-first approach. So you're admitting that the PC port is corrupt as all fuck. Wow, good job. But that doesn't change that these games were made for a very different gamer in mind. Oh, you mean the brain dead gamer? You mean the gamer that can't get out of jail free card because they're trapped, they're in prison, they have gambling addictions? You mean the very different gamers that you were talking about children. The children are getting into the game. Oh my God, restrictions so the children don't get into it. Not the adults. The children and adult gamers are so different, right? No. This is not a very different gamer. How different are we talking about? Are we keeping it in the black and white format? Oh, mobile gamers are so different than fucking PC gamers. I keep bringing it up. If that was the case, then the PC port wouldn't have been a port. It would have been an actual separate game with its own unique flair, or whatever you want to call it. They didn't disguise shit. Everybody knew the game was going to be an absolute piece of fucking dog shit right from the get-go, okay? There's no disguising it. They were very open about it. Although they did say the microtransactions weren't going to be that bad. They did say something about that. The full-fledged Diablo experience is a total bullshit lie to me right from the get-go. Don't fucking lie to me to my face. And then you don't lie to me, author, whoever you are, fucking writing this bullshit article, lying to my face about someone who's lying to your face, okay? What goes around comes around. I'm not going to be fooled by this crap, okay? Most people will uninstall... Majority of people will uninstall this game because as soon as they see what kind of game this is, and they can't enjoy it to its, at least to like a decent degree, it just proves my point that modern gaming has fallen apart quite a bit. Modern gaming to me is what they've been releasing the past few years, I guess. These cash grabs, the games I listed before, the Call of Duties, the Battlefields, the Diablo Immortals, the Cyberpunks, the fucking lies, the Battlefront, Star Wars Battlefront 2s, all those games, fucking lies. Look, if Diablo Immortals was just cosmetics, where you didn't have to pay stuff over $100,000 to get a maxed out character, or I didn't have to play fucking 10 years of a shitty mobile game. If it was like Fortnite, where it's like, or like Genshin Impact, where if I wanted to buy these new characters or just get some loot, I pay the money. Get these characters. Okay, whatever. I could avoid that because the game already gives you characters and loot of its own. So, Fortnite is all cosmetics. There's no pay to win in that. It's just flair. Diablo Immortals doesn't have visual flair, folks. I call it visual unfair. No, it's got just corrupt. Oh, and you want to know the real big kicker in the nuts? Here's the thing. If you buy these legendary gems or anything or whatever, if you spend money on anything you buy in this game, now correct me if I'm wrong about this, it could be something very specific and it's just something that has a consumable that you have to use, but I paid money for it. I shouldn't have a time limit on it no matter what. But if you don't log in after a while, you can lose the stuff you paid for. Isn't that great? Oh, but this person doesn't talk about anything about that. They don't talk about any of the microtransaction bullshit. This person doesn't state anything of what gamers had trouble with this game specifically. They don't talk about it. It's all general, broad speculation. It's victim blaming, and it's here to have a shot in the ring, which you got knocked out as soon as you said, "I've never played a Diablo game before this." You don't know what a Diablo fan looks like, okay? Even if it fucking fell in front of you with a fucking 10-inch Diablo dick out. You wouldn't even fucking know. You couldn't even tell the goddamn difference of what a Diablo fan is, okay? Because you never played a Diablo game. For anybody who's... You can't make an argument like this, okay? You could make an argument of just playing the game. You're like, yes, the microtransaction stuff is really annoying. I don't like it. I didn't like how they did this and that. You don't have to be a Diablo fan to explain that. This person didn't explain anything in depth. They just wanted to type something up that they wanted to finish in a night. This is seriously what a college student does when they're procrastinating something. They have nothing else important to write about. Nothing interesting. And why do people get paid for this shit? Anyway, look, in conclusion, Diablo Immortal is a prime example of evil practices just done in the worst way possible. Diablo Immortal betrays everything it can when it comes to pay to win or loot crate or cosmetic stuff, microtransactions. It doesn't matter what platform it's fucking on. It's everywhere in the gaming universe. It's not a fucking black and white issue. It is simply just it. It is an all-around issue. It is everywhere. And Activision Blizzard has been caught with their pants down so many times with gamers' monies, people's monies, and time and money in their goddamn pocket, mainly in their assholes. And they don't care because, like I said, they've been doing it for a long time. If you cannot recognize that as an author or as somebody who's playing this game and doesn't understand why people are upset, not trying to rationalize, that's why I'm glad I picked this article, or empathize or rationalize with the other person, the opposing party. That's why I picked this article, because I wanted to see what somebody enjoyed this game for what it was or what it is. But this person couldn't even do a good job explaining that. Now, hey, correct me if I'm wrong. If there's anybody who's playing Diablo Immortal who are enjoying it, let me know. I want to see let me know what you think about how obnoxious the microtransactions paywalls. Everybody's user experience is different. But the fact of the matter is that this game, the numbers are there, the stats are there, the microtransactions, the pay to win is there. I've had the articles are there, the user critics, my friends' opinions. From me, my personal experience of playing like all the Diablo games besides this one, because I knew it was going to be a dog shit show from the get-go. Just let me know what your experience was with it. Just let me know. And if you don't play it, good. Don't play it. Don't be tempted by this crap. Don't be tempted. Unfortunately, Diablo doesn't care if the streamers are just... I know I'm going on a big... This is just one giant rant. I don't give a shit. But there's still points that are being made. The thing is about the streamers making points about, oh, look at me, I'm spending money, I still can't get full credit. They need to stop, because Activision Blizzard doesn't give a shit. They'll take whatever money they can get for their full-fledged Diablo experience. The Chinese market doesn't give a flying fuck about this shit. As long as there's money's in their pockets, they don't give a shit what anybody says, okay? They don't give a shit. Okay? And you want to know why it's... Here's a little cherry on top. You want to know why the Witch Doctor isn't in Diablo Immortal? Oh, because China wouldn't like a black man in their game. Oh, but here we are. Here we are. That's the type of people we're catering this game really towards. We're feeding their pockets so they can feed other corrupt gaming pockets. Okay? If you can't connect the dots here of how broken and fucked up this game is, and how it's just the most finalized bullshit version of corrupt gaming I've ever seen, of everything that's been released in gaming history, this game takes the cream of the crop. And this is where I think that this game deserves to be review bombed. It does. It does. And take everything I said from this article, just with a grain of salt, of course. You can rant out about it because it's affecting us. You know, this is a plague that infects our beloved games. We've seen it, not just games, we've seen it with movies, TV shows, with music, with everything. Just simple cash grabs. They don't care about the passion. There's no love in these games anymore. Modern gaming is fucking dead. It's a pile of shit. I mean, it should be dead. I'll always respect what games used to be with retro gaming, you know, when I enjoyed it growing up, when games were full-fledged video games, and people weren't this fucking corrupt with it. Okay? So, if you want to enjoy 10 years of grinding and never getting the best gear you could for your character, be my guest. You're trapped in a hellhole, trapped in an eternal slump, eternal hell, eternal torture and struggle. You want to go with a pay-to-win route? Okay, that's the other end of the spectrum. There's no in-between. You're fucked either way. You are trapped either way. So, the best way to avoid this, don't play it. If you're playing it right now, I recommend uninstalling it. If you want to break away from your gambling addiction, do it. Okay? But I'm not here to persuade you or anything. I'm just telling you how it is. You know? I don't want anybody to fall for this gambling crap. You know, gambling is a scary thing. It's very scary. It's has very dark presence behind it. But, all right, how long have I ranted for? Wow, I went for a whole hour. Oh, my goodness. Anyway, folks, just Diablo Immortals, you know how I feel about it. You know how other people feel about it. Just look it up. Just look it up. Do some research. Don't be like this person who did no research to look up anything about Diablo, why it's special, or any games of why pay-to-win is this bullshit. In this case, this pay-to-win, more like pay-to-play, is the worst case scenario of all time. But hey, I have been your host, NikoTheLegend, also known as Well-Mannered Teenager and the Snowflake Rambling Idiot in Vigil. I appreciate it, Pathfinders, and I just wanted to get this off my chest, talk about Diablo Immortal. I know much of it was a rant, but I did make solid points. I can't help it. I get passionate about stuff like this because I don't want people to get cheated by this bullshit company. And I would love to look forward to Diablo 4. And even though they promise that they're not going to have microtransactions for like pay-to-win crap, like Diablo Immortal's level, you can't trust them. You just can't trust them. Even though they say it's purely cosmetic, you can't trust them. So, just be careful, okay? Do your research. Look up a 5-minute fucking YouTube video about the lore of Diablo because you don't have time to do that, God forbid. I fucking explained it so easily in like one sentence. It's evil versus good. Demons versus man. The devil versus angel, God. It's so black and white. It's easy. Anyway, folks, thank you so much. I hope you did enjoy. Goodbye.